Hey guys, welcome to the next devlog for the World War I logistics game Quartermaster. It's a pleasure to have you all here again. Um, as some of you might remember, I made a little bit of a blunder last time with how I applied the different variables and the modification scripts and functions and methods, and so I had to overhaul the whole system, basically. I forgot to give, well, it doesn't matter. You can watch the last video, the last devlog or the last post, whatever, to see what I messed up. But I got it all sorted out by now. So I'll show you with the battle unit as an example. We've got way more variables now, properties. One of the important thing is I've uh, made the different modifiers each their own level now. We've got modifiers for the unit, we've got sector modifiers, like for example, is it raining, is it storming, is it winter or not? It's not something that just applies to one unit, but something that applies to the whole sector. And it changes like how much fatigue, how much food do they need, how much, and so on and so on and so on. Then the different commanders that a unit can have. They change the modifications too. Then we have upgrades, like for example, a mobile kitchen for the unit, just as one of many things, or like whatever. Before I had to throw all of it on the same level. Now we have different levels. I've saved them in different arrays. In the background there's more to it, so that I can now go first apply all the sector modifications, and only after they've been calculated do we take the unit modifications, and so on and so on. Also, something I completely forgot was I added this in to add snapshots. What is a snapshot? You can take it like this. Let's say whatever, speed is 100 base value, and now I have modifier 1, and it gives us 10% more, so I've got 110. And then I take another modifier 2, and it's like, okay, cool, we add another 20%. And now when modifier A stops, I have suddenly the questions how much was of the new value, of the new end value of the speed. If the first modifier stops, then the added value of that modifier should be subtracted again. But how much was that? If I take the 10% that the modifier had originally, now from the new adapted value, from the new stuff as baseline, like when 2, 3, 4, 5 different modifiers are applied, then I won't get the original 10 to subtract. So now each modifier that is applied has a snapshot as a memory for what the original value was that it had changed. Like for example, here 10% for a speed of 100 is 10, it saves 10. Technically it saves the modifier value that was changed, the comparator, is it more or less, and an extra Boolean value of true, false, if was it already applied or not. Then we have the different active modifiers. This is one array where we've got everything. Now I also applied for everything. We've got now the baseline values and the modified values. That means I've always got the baseline value, for example, as I said right now, speed 100, and I always have that base value saved. This unit usually has speed 100. For every movement or everything, it will be using the modified values, because the modified values are what speed does it have after all the modifiers are implemented and activated. But all these new modifiers can still take the baseline value of the 100 to calculate everything. We have done it for also separated a bit the different stats from, I had before most of it in the same stats. Now it's consumption, it's condition. Condition are like fatigue, health, moral, readiness, sickness. I've got condition, I've got a delta modifier. Again, a delta baseline delta modifier that means how much does it change per time unit, like health, or like let's say fatigue or sickness. Each day you get X more sick or lose X readiness. And so modifiers can change. How much does it change? How much do you lose fatigue or gain fatigue? Well, if it's evacuation and it's rainy, then the fatigue has to be, each time unit has to be much higher. Then we've got the performance stats, like combat effectiveness, defensive power, and so on and so on and so on. Resource consumption was done, and that was one big chunk that I got solved, that I've finished now. And another big chunk is the whole system of modifiers. I created the dictionary. Here's for me my comments to remember what was what. And now I can easily create like this a modifier for the name, description, what is the target, as in what are the targets, the transport units, battle units. It can have multiple targets. So for example, rain can be applied to battle units and transport units and depot workers. It works on everyone, while for example evacuation only works on battle units. Then we've got here the different values. I'm not sure if I should go through everything. If you guys want me to, give it in the comments, tell me. But now I can easily add much more modifiers easier. That's the nice thing about it. And I wrote the whole processor. Of course, the factory for the modifiers is done, the implementation. Now it goes through the dictionary. In the dictionary are all the different modifiers pre-written. And when the game starts, now it loads all of them and makes objects and instances out of them, so they're always ready to be grabbed and activated and added and subtracted in the game for any unit at all. So it's already preloaded. Factory works, they're all created. And now we've got the processor. And here is the magic. I think it's a pretty elegant method that I created, because now no matter who the target is, what the effect is, what the values it has, if it needs to compare a value or not, like for example, apply this status only if health is under 50%, for example. Then it says, oh, whoa, this is under this value. Okay, that means this modifier activates. All of that is already finished, already done for all units, for everything at one space. I'm pretty happy about it, because now everything is done. The upgrades, the command unit, the commander modifications, the map modifications, the sector modifications, the unit modifications, all of them are working just with this main processor. Now I just need to like write it out. But the functionality is given. Now the question is, how many modifiers do I want? Should I just make rain, or do I want to make light rain -5 speed and heavy rain -50 speed, and stormy, very heavy rain with -70 speed? That's something I have to figure out now. That I will be most likely doing way more with playtesting. And I'm working right now so much because I want to get to the playtesting area soon. Well, that's basically it. Was a pretty big chunk of important work to do. I'm pretty proud. Thank you all, as usual. You can see down here the values work. I'm pretty happy. It works well. It works well. Guys, as usual, thank you all for the feedback, for the comments, for the interest in this whole project. logistics game, Quartermaster. It's already on Steam. You can wishlist it. Link in the description below. If it's already out, buy it. Yeah. Wish you all the best. Bye, guys.